Hey everybody, it's Sabre Wolf. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, the kids are back. That's the good thing. Right now. So, get the pups back for the first time in like 2 weeks. So, it's always a blessing to have them back in the house. For sure. And, yep. That's about it. They're pretty much went to bed already. All the kids are down. So, yeah. So we're just gonna play some Triangle Strategy around at night. It's kind of 9 o'clock. It's kind of early, so I figured I do some of that tonight. I am gonna have to keep an eye on the smallest child though, because because the wife is passed out completely. But he's just watching his tablet for now, so that's fine. So keep an eye on him off and on. So yeah, so Triangle Strategy. Some pretty crazy stuff happened last time we played. So we took back the castle. However, Avlora absconded with the queen, who she was sworn to protect. We defeated her, but Roland ended up stabbing his sister in the stomach. And Avlora got away, knowing the identity that Roland is alive. Cordelia is going to survive, but she's currently the queen of the throne, and Roland is technically supposed to be the heir, not Cordelia. So there is a really big problem and a power struggle right now, and I'm kind of sad that Avlora ran away. I was really hoping that she was going to join us, and she is recruitable, but I don't know how or when. So we'll have to, I guess, figure that out when we get there. Or if that ever happens. So let's get the game loading up here. So yeah, so I don't know. So I really don't know what's next. We kind of just finished a complete chapter. I know there's individual chapters that built up to other things. We seriously just closed the book on a full, I guess a book of chapters really. So I'm just trying to figure out where do we go next. We have an army from Hyzant that is at our command, and I still haven't got married yet, and we still have Esfrost to deal with that have been pushed out of the castle. So what do we do next? All right. Okay. Let's find out, shall we?
Overwhelmed by the forces of House Wolfort, Esfrost's troops are scattered and driven from the Crown City. Glenbrook, at last, is free. Several days after this fateful battle, Queen Cordelia announces her intent to abdicate the throne and make way for another.
Oh, she's straight up abdicating.
Roland Glenbrook, his face no longer hidden from the world, will take his rightful place at the seat of power. With the prince's friends having only just finished grieving his death, and his enemies having only just finished toasting to it, this news shocks the foundations not only of Glenbrook, but of Norzelia itself. By routing Esfrost's forces and leaving the city unscathed, House Wolfort displays their martial prowess and their loyalty to their liege. The prince becomes king, and condemns the schemes of Gustadolf, making known Esfrost's plot to usurp the throne. However, the people's reaction to this news is not quite a chorus of approval.
Now, somebody in chat did ask me if this is the golden road through the game, and apparently I am writing on it. These are just the decisions I'm making through gut instinct and just information I've gathered from the game. And apparently I am making all the right choices so far. So yeah. So this is interesting how the people of Glenbrook are not keen on the approval of what just happened. So that's interesting.
It is plain that the ravages of war and the shame of subjugation have left an indelible mark on the once prosperous nation. Although the battle for Glenbrook is behind them, Serenoa and the rest of the city's liberators must make ready for a struggle of an entirely different sort.
A wedding? Glory shall find you. Wait, this is part 2? We're still on... What? I thought we ended this chapter already. Okay, I guess we're still going.
Congratulations on returning to your rightful throne, King Roland.
Ah, you've returned. My friend, a word.
Yes.
I am honored to have had you by my side on this journey. To be able to call you friend.
As am I, Roland.
Do we lose Roland now? Does Roland no longer in my company anymore? Because he's a king. He can't just wander around with the party.
Your Majesty, representatives from Hyzant have arrived.
We shan't make undue demands of your time, King Roland. We've simply come to say farewell.
Without your aid, my people would still be under Esfrost's iron rule. Glenbrook owes you a debt of gratitude.
Consider the debt paid. The knowledge we gleaned of Elfric's capabilities was more than worth our troubles.
That was a big
Indeed, it surpassed my every expectation. The Holy One is sure to be pleased with the results.
Your Majesty, can we trust you to lift the embargo and keep Esfrost subdued?
Of course. Lord Wolfort has promised his full cooperation in that regard.
Your Majesty, lest you misunderstand your friend's position, allow me to make one matter abundantly clear. Minister Serenoa is of the Saintly Seven. He is not to serve at your whims, but by the grace of the Hierophant.
I understand, but he is also a Lord of Glenbrook. More importantly, he is my friend. As such, I would ask for his assistance in the days ahead, as I have in days past.
Your Majesty, it is plain that the friendship between you two runs deep. However, the rules of politics are old and immutable.
And what does the Lord himself think of his new position?
Of course, I am grateful for the honor Hyzant has bestowed upon me. I will do all in my power to serve both the Hierophant and King Roland with all faithfulness.
In other words, the Hierophant does not have your full loyalty.
Well,
Glenbrook and Hyzant are to be two nations united in purpose. Surely it is reasonable that Lord Serenoa acts in service to both? Perhaps King Roland and the Hierophant should discuss my lord's role together.
You are right, of course. It is not our place to assume the goddess's intent.
Very well. I hope to meet with the Holy One as soon as my duties allow.
Exarm, what's wrong?
I expect busy days ahead for you, Serenoa. Be prepared.
certainly, Your Majesty.
Milo shall stay in Glenbrook for the time being. If there is aught she can assist you with, consider her at your complete disposal.
Yeah, the spy in Hyzant? Okay. The spy from Hyzant will be left behind. Okay.
Remember, Milo, that you are the symbol of friendship between our two nations.
Sure.
But of course, I live to serve, Minister.
Yeah,
And with
okay.
that, we shall take our leave.
May we meet again soon.
They leave us with a spy. It seems we still haven't won their trust entirely.
Well, no, we just turned
Whatever
back
secrets
on
they
the
uncover
Hierophant,
will
pretty
only
much.
attest to our commitment to the friendship between us.
Still, their actions speak volumes. Their aid has not come without expectation of just recompense. Already, they seek to make Lord Serenoa their puppet.
But we need Hyzant's aid to crush Esfrost.
By the same token, we cannot resist Hyzant without Esfrost's might. And once Esfrost is laid low, Glenbrook will have served its purpose. What then would stop Hyzant from tightening their grip?
Just as they did with the Rosal. The injustice I saw at the source is not something I'll soon forget. If you require proof of Hyzant's true nature, you need only remember.
I know. I know.
Okay, so a couple of problems. One, Serenoa, is mixed up between... I have my feet in two different worlds right now. One in Glenbrook, one in Hyzant. I am not loyal to Hyzant because of their stance on serfdom / straight up enslavement of the Roselle, who just happens to also be my wife, who is actually half Roselle, half Osfrosti. So I do have a problem with that, of representing that nation right now. So that is something that does have to be cleaned up. We have to, at some point, free the Roselle because the salt issue. It does revolve around the mine that we found in Glenbrook. The mine that was supposed to bank all the nations together. So we have to go to that mine and find out what was in there at some point to understand that. As for Frost, we pretty much took out 2 of their legions, along with the 2 kids of underneath the Grand Duchy there. And he's currently back in Esfrost, so he has to march all the way back down here with another army in case that happens. However, Glenbrook does not have an army right now, so I am pretty much the army of all of Glenbrook right now, because we had to use Hyzant for that purpose last episode. So we are still stuck in a rock and a hard place with shaky footing with the Hierophant right now, who we do need to meet with Roland and try to figure things out. Leader with leader. Because we are allied with Hyzant right now, who unfortunately has the enslavement problem.
This country is my home. Built by my father and the kings before him. Safeguarded by my sister and generations of my forebears.
Barely.
I will rebuild it. Restore its glory and its pride. We will not be treated as dogs at the end of a leash.
For now, we must look within. Only after that work is done should we look without.
Yeah, we gotta fix the bridge at the city and everything else, so. And we gotta figure out what's going on with the city. They weren't too warm with the idea.
So, the Crown City has fallen. I see. And what of General Avlora?
She fell into the Norzelia River and has not been seen since.
And my siblings, Thalos and Erica?
Dead.
They died, fighting bravely in battle. My condolences, Your Grace.
I understand. I have fewer pieces on the board than ever now.
Pieces. Really is true what they say about him.
It seems I was wrong to think that Hyzant would remain idle. Or was my more grievous error to be taken in by the prince's false death? Regardless, I was a fool to show House Wolfort any mercy.
Your Grace, reports from the battlefield tell of an unknown weapon being brought to bear against our forces.
Oh? Continue.
A purple explosion was seen when the bridge to Castle Whiteholm collapsed.
That bridge has weathered the elements for untold generations. We mustn't allow Hyzan to think they've won the upper hand. I intend to answer their weapon with one of my own.
That's right. They have their version of the whatever that crystal thing was. So yeah. Well, it was all pretty much it was all pretty much a movie. We didn't really do or decide anything, so might as well keep going. So that's pretty much what just happened. They just highlighted it again.
After retaking Whiteholm Castle, Roland assumes the throne. Joy over the return of the line of Glenbrook sweeps the kingdom.
Okay, so now they're happy.
Yet not everyone is quick to welcome Roland back with open arms. Life under Frosty rule treated them well, and they suspect him to be naught but a figurehead of a puppet regime. Roland's absence, it seems, made room for discord among his subjects to flourish.
A Banner's Worth, Chapter 15.
There you are, Your Majesty.
Ah, Hewitt.
Pray, do not sound so dismal. Now that we have retaken Whiteholm Castle, you are Glenbrook's rightful king. We've an entire kingdom to rebuild out of the ruins of war. Patriot and the others have been demanding utmost haste.
I understand that, I do. But... oh, Cordelia. If I should lose you too, I
know you have suffered many hardships, but pray, do not let yourself succumb to despair. Me, our comrades, your people, all of us are eagerly awaiting the era of peace our new king will bring.
I'm wondering who's going to marry Roland. Hewitt's the closest one to him. But I need to find out, like, what... Roland needs another outlet of some sort. He really does.
King, eh? My father never once let his emotions overcome him. Not even the day my mother died. I had every intention of following his stoic example, but...
Majesty, I bring word from the infirmary.
Is it Cordelia? Pray tell me she is all right.
She is indeed recovering apace, Your Majesty.
Oh, thank the stars.
It seems she has something to discuss with you all, if you will hear her out.
Of course. Tell her we'll speak in the garden, but only if it will not tax her overmuch.
Yes, sire.
Hewitt, fetch Serenoa and the rest. Tell them to come to the garden as soon as they are able.
'Twould be my pleasure.
What is it? You're smiling.
It's only... I thought it would be some time yet before I saw you look so at ease. I'll return shortly with the others.
She got turned on by that.
Cordelia, you've returned to me after so long. But slow and steady is the path to recovery. Yes, there is no rush. So that is what happened in my absence.
Yes. Gustadolf was a clever ruler.
After the invasion, Patriot and his royalists cozied up to Esfrost in order to protect themselves. Gustadolf used them to his every advantage. He stripped them of their privileges and left them nothing but their governing responsibilities. I don't think Patriot much cared for that, but it did ensure everything continued smoothly, without interrupting the people's lives.
Now I understand why there was little unrest after the occupation began.
A clean, effective takeover by a well-seasoned commander.
But all the while, he was preparing to face the next conflict.
Wait, does he intend to march on Hyzant next?
I believe so. I wish I could be more specific. But the Goddess's shield cannot protect the Holy State's capital from Esfrost. Not anymore. He said it will all be over once the death knell is ready.
What is this death knell?
A new weapon born from the coupling of his frosty ironworking and explosive projectiles. Thalos claimed it is powerful enough to break through the Goddess's shield.
To think Esfrost is capable of creating such a monstrosity.
So much for their reign of peace. Taking over Glenbrook was only the first move in a bigger gambit to seize the source.
Yes, but isn't Hyzant have the same exact kind of weapon? They have a giant explosive weapon, I'm just saying. So, yeah, oh my god, they have a horrible weapon. Hyzant just had the same one and we just used it on our own bridge. What the hell?
I am disturbed to learn of Gustadolf's plan. But rebuilding our capital must take priority.
Very well. We should investigate the extent of the damage and discuss how best to proceed from there. House Wolfort will lend whatever aid you need.
Thank you, Serenoa. But since you are one of their Saintly Seven now, I'd ask you to keep an eye on Hyzant as well.
Cordelia? Apologies. A brief spell of dizziness.
I have been looking everywhere for you, Your Highness.
Patriot.
I do not recall giving you leave of the infirmary. Your injuries are still healing. Would you undo all the trouble I went through to get you the best of care? Pray, return to the infirmary at once.
It wouldn't do to push yourself, Cordelia. Rest now. Leave everything to me.
All right.
We got a pretty good understanding of the damage in the capital, my lord. It's a tad more than we were expecting.
I see. Then we must make haste with repairs. Let's report this to Hyzant and see what aid they can give us. Was there anything of note besides damage?
There ain't an easy way of putting this, but not everyone's exactly pleased to hear Prince Roland's returned. Esfrost exempted Glenbrook's subjects from the salt tax. Likely a bid to get in everyone's good graces. And a damn good one at that. But more than that, the so-called freedom Gustadolf brought to the kingdom seems to have made a splash. He threw out the old ways and made it so anyone could better their lot in life depending on their ability, instead of their birthright.
Just as in Esfrost.
Then the people must have looked quite favorably upon Gustadolf's rule.
I wager folks ain't too pleased to see us, since they figure it means things will go back to how they used to be.
Roland surmised as much. We must do something to show the people his is a return worth celebrating.
Anna, have you looked into the state of affairs in the castle?
Yes. The head of the Royalists, Minister Patriot, is extending his influence. He made quite the name for himself, even under Gustadolf. Though he seems eager enough to support King Roland, he was just as eager to serve the Archduke.
This sounds like the kind of like the French Revolution or even the Russian Revolution, where there was a separate group that wanted to rule, kind of like a like a senate almost that works underneath the king and makes their own laws and everything, and then makes King Roland more of a figurehead or president, I guess. Maybe, I don't know.
I do not believe we can trust him.
Distinguished members of House Wolfort, how hard you are all working to rebuild our capital. What a delightful thing to see.
Minister, you do us a great honor visiting us out of all the many other responsibilities that must vie for your attention.
Oh, come now, do not think yourself so insignificant. The entire kingdom owes you its thanks, myself included, of course. We are so grateful for House Wolfort's aid, even though you now serve a different master.
We are only doing what any of King Roland's loyal vassals would.
Speaking of the king, I'm afraid we've a bit of a problem. His Majesty seems to be entertaining thoughts of retaliating against Esfrost. But the people have had their fill of war, and I'm sure you're already aware the people look upon the royal line with disfavor. I only beg you take every care going forward.
A warning.
Yeah.
Even so, there is naught we can do but focus on rebuilding.
Indeed. Let us return to the king and apprise him of our progress.
I would walk the city with Sheila a bit longer and speak with the people.
As you wish. But this is not the capital you knew. Be careful, my love.
My love? Ooh. Ooh. That's a spicy. All right. 12 character stories? Holy cow. Okay. Well, so I think in this episode, we're just gonna make this one long-ass freaking movie, okay? So we're just gonna be a movie episode to catch up on all the things, and we'll just go on from there. So, okay, so we have 12 different character stories. Benedict and Eridor, Roland, Frederica, Anna, Eridor, Hewitt, Gila, the Tavern Keeper there, girl, I forgot her name. Okay, Azana, Julio, the old guy, Narv. Okay, wow, okay, so we got a bunch of things to go through. Let's in them one by one. Benedict and Eridor uphold a custom they have shared for 30 years. Alright, get your popcorn ready, everybody.
All right, lads and lasses, lay down your arms. Let your bruises remind you of the lessons learned today.
Ah, what fortuitous timing. I still owe you for the drinks from the other evening. I wondered if I might treat you tonight.
Apologies, lass, but I've got places to be. Perhaps another time.
Oh.
You seemed troubled by something. Perhaps I'm overthinking it.
Gila and Eridor? Interesting.
Let us end our day's work here.
It is early, is it not? Is something amiss?
No, nothing at all. Just my attention is required elsewhere for a time.
Okay.
Elsewhere? Curious.
Well, at least they both remember what they're doing.
How many have you had?
Not enough. Just one for you, I take it.
Yes.
Went by in a flash. Can you believe it's been 30 years?
The time has escaped us. The memory of that day, however, I doubt ever will.
Anniversary for something bad, apparently. "30 years ago, during the Salt Iron War, Brazilian mountains, the skirts."
Thrice damned, can't move. Always thought I'd meet my end with a beautiful lass by my side.
You have many days ahead of you yet, Eredor. We will see you returned home.
Don't try to run, you curs!
Leave me be. I'll just slow you down. It was my cursed pride that got us into this. Only I should suffer for it. We don't all need to die today. Run!
Even in the face of death, you refuse to set aside your foolish pride. I followed you into this hell of my own will, and I will see you delivered from it.
You fool!
Charge!
Come and die.
Yeah!
That would have been it for us, had Lord Simon not met their charge in time.
Aye. And the only punishment for my pride were these aches that keep me awake at night.
We hungered for glory all those years ago, without a care for how it would serve us later on.
A couple of would-be heroes who couldn't be convinced they weren't invincible.
Yet here we are, drinking, to celebrate the end of that war. I do not wish to reminisce upon the past. A toast that I may never again repeat the mistakes of my youth. But before that...
Yeah?
You have served House Wolfort well, Eredor. That said, I have a feeling we'll need your sturdy shield even more going forward.
You need me to lead a charge? I'm your man. I'll leave anything fancier than that to you. For House Wolfort!
For House Wolfort.
That's cool. I like these little stories we're doing here. Character stories. Roland harbors doubts about his station, but Cyrano reminds him that he is a noble in his own way.
Roland, what are you doing out here?
There's hardly a better place to become lost in one's thoughts. Don't you agree?
I suppose. However, if aught weighs on your mind, it may serve you better to turn to a friend.
Then let me ask, do you believe me too immature for my station?
Not at all. Quite the opposite, in fact.
But the other nobles loved to gossip of my disinterest in politics and intrigue, and mocked my love of hawking.
You said it yourself. Gossip and sniping, nothing more. Pay no mind to nobles and their petty judgments. The people who matter, your subjects, hold you dearly in their hearts. Stories abound of their love for you.
Hey, go peddle your junk somewhere else.
And why would I do that, my good sir? I see no reason to forego such a bustling avenue simply to please a stranger.
A stranger? You're posted in front of my damn shop. You're stealing my customers from right under my nose.
Oh, I am? I'm not sure your lack of customers could be blamed on me. Surely the proprietor bears some responsibility for...
What bickering is this?
None of your business, whelp. Now leave us to our negotiations.
Prince Roland, is that really you?
A prince, you say? Well,
A distinguished gentleman such as yourself must be mortified to have your customers bear witness to this childish bickering.
I'm sorry, Your Highness. My temper got the best of me.
And you, merchant. If you mean to trade in Glenbrook, I trust you have procured the proper licenses and approvals.
Well, the process takes some days, you see. Pardon, Your Highness.
Then your business shall have to wait some days, it seems. Shall I summon a member of the Kingsguard to explain the law in detail?
No, there'll be no need of that, Highness. I'll just be on my way.
Thank you, Prince Roland. Come visit any time, and I'll let you have your pick of my wares.
Huh. Your place has always been with your people. You could walk down the main avenue and settle disputes with a single word.
Don't tell me you were watching. They were petty arguments, nothing more.
As petty as they might have been, you were happy to do it. What better proof of royalty is there than that?
But it wasn't because I was wise that I solved their problems. It was my name and status that lent my words weight. How do you imagine a kingdom with not a single dissatisfied soul would look?
That's a difficult thing to imagine.
Indeed. I suppose the best one can hope for is to do what we can. While we can.
Well, we can start envisioning such a nation. That one day we might build it. Together.
I like the sound of that. No doubt the answers we seek lie ahead. So long as we stay honest with ourselves. And so long as we work together. You and I, Serenoa.
Yeah, still a chance for equality and everything and everybody. I don't think there's going to be too much of a change in the Archduke and all. I don't see that much trouble there. Frederick decides to cook a meal for Serenoa, but even the best laid plans can go awry. Oh god, the wife's trying to cook. Oh boy. Let's see what happens here. Oh, this again.
Do you have a moment, Sheila?
Oh, Frederica. Is something the matter?
Well, I invited Serenoa to have dinner with me tonight.
That's wonderful. Are you cooking for him?
I am. I've been practicing with the book you gave me. I was hoping to finally show him what I've learned.
Then allow me to help. What are you making?
A warm soup full of meatballs. A hearty, meaty, savory stew to tickle the tongue and sate the stomach. Or so the book describes it.
Matzo ball soup.
That sounds like quite a mouthful, in more ways than one.
The author is rather verbose, yes. Anyhow, I also want to make an appetizer. Might you be able to lend a hand?
Cooking is hardly my specialty, but say no more. I'd love to.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
This is disappointing, to say the least.
And we're almost out of time. Serenoa will be back any minute now.
Excuse me, Lady Frederica. Lord Serenoa has just sent word that he has been held up at a meeting. He says there is a chance he may not even return tonight.
Oh,
I
come
see.
on.
Thank you for letting me know.
No. I wouldn't ditch my girl like that. Come on
It
now.
sounds like your dinner may get postponed.
Come on, man. Ah.
A blessing in disguise. It gives us time to cook this again and do it right this time.
Lord Serenoa may not even return tonight.
But there is a chance he might. And I refuse to disappoint him. Would you help me, Gila?
Of course, Frederica. I shall do my very best to see this through with you.
No one ever
I cannot thank you enough.
The vegetables are done, though they are a far cry from perfect.
The meatballs are ready too. Now all we have to do is stew them.
Frederica, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
It appears we've run out of time.
I was on my way here when something urgent came to my attention. I apologize for returning so late. I know we were supposed to have dinner tonight.
I am just happy you're here. Besides, I am the one who should apologize. I wanted to cook you a meal, but failed terribly on my first attempt, so it isn't yet ready. I'm sorry, Serenoa.
Don't look so down, Frederica. I was delighted when you asked me to share a meal. Now that I'm back, why don't I help you with the food?
Serenoa.
Thank you again for inviting me. I'm overjoyed we could spend this time together.
As am I. I enjoyed cooking with you as well.
The time we spend together is very precious to me. I regret that my duties have been keeping us apart lately.
Hey, dog.
But when I noticed the sky was even more beautiful than ever this night,
Whoa.
I hurried home, hoping we could gaze upon its beauty together.
It's strange. When I was in Esfrost, I would look up at the same sky. But it felt so much colder there. The stars seemed as if frozen. They did not twinkle the way they do now that I am with you, Serenoa.
Frederica, promise me that you will always stay by my side. I need you. Now more than ever.
Of course, Serenoa. I wish to gaze up at the same sky, sit beneath the same moon, and walk the same path you do. Together. Forever and always.
Forever and always. All right. Well, that was a good one. All mushy though, I'm gonna say. Anna searches for answers about her parents, and Eridor seems to know more than he lets on. Interesting. Just have to make sure everybody's doing good.
Under this tree.
This here's the land of the Jax clan. Or used to be, more like. That clasp on your chest, that's their sigil, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a memento from my parents. Or so I was told.
Aye, now that I'm looking for it, I can see the resemblance. Same silvery hair and everything. Villages near here met with a pretty terrible fate. They begged the armies to spare their fields. The only one who listened was one of House Wolforts' bannermen. No one was surprised, big war hero that he was. But by the time we got here, the Jax had been all but exterminated. He was digging graves for the dead, enemy and all. A hero and a gentleman he was. Names on the tip of my tongue.
Benedict.
Aye, that was it. Do you know the man? I'd like you to pass on my gratitude, if you do.
Thanks for showing me the way.
Your coin's all the thanks I require. If that's all you'll be needing me for, I'll leave you to it.
You make a poor stalker.
Ain't exactly what I'm built for.
You fought in the battle here, didn't you?
Benedict swore me to secrecy. But suppose it ain't break an oath if you already know. Oh, but first I ought to tell you. You've the right to the truth. And those ain't my words. They're his. That's why he never tried to stop you from finding out about your parents.
You know of their fate?
We drove the enemy up the cliff top. Cornered him there. The same instant we cut their leader down, a babe cried out in the distance. In the hideout, we found you, all swaddled up. A letter pinned to you with that same clasp on your chest.
Live strong, Anna. Stronger than any. I see now.
Your family died at our hands. If it's vengeance you want, you can take it out on me.
That doesn't sound like the Eredor I know. Do you think so little of me? To assume I would forsake my friend, bloody my hands with revenge. I know the truth at last. That is enough.
Is it, Anna? Or are you forcing it to be?
Don't be a fool. Benedict is the one who raised me. If I ever want for a father, I know where to find him. When we've won this war, I shall make sure he understands that.
Made it in time, my lord.
Eredor, you came.
Lady Destra. Your mother was loved by one and all, my lord. Honoring her this day is the least we can do. Is it just you here, my lord?
We are beset on all sides by tasks large and small. I would not impose my familial obligations on the others.
Spoken like a true leader. Me and your mother may not have been family by blood, but duty bound us just as close.
I am sure she would have been overjoyed to see you by my side. I never had a chance to know her. My only memories are from stories others told me. And still, I somehow can feel the warmth of her embrace, hear the loving sound of her voice.
She was smitten, that is true. She held on to you so tightly, I reckon not even the Dawn Spear could have pried you from her.
Did she?
Lady Destra's smile was brighter than the sun.
It was at this stage during the character stories that I was live streaming on Twitch that my internet disconnected. So some of the character stories during my recording that I then move over to YouTube have been lost to the Ethernet universe. So we're going to have to move ahead in the stream/character stories, and here it is now.
Run dry? You've enough for these drunkards? You can't spare a drop for those of us who are risking our lives for you on the battlefield? Ah!
Hey! Who are you calling a drunkard?
Don't you fools go spoiling the one spot of happiness we've had in a long while.
Enough! My tavern's a place for forgetting troubles, not stirring them up. You do well not to look down your noses at the very people you've sworn an oath to protect. You want respect? Go out there and earn it by ending the war. Then there'll be drink aplenty to go around.
You tell them, Hasabara. They're no better than us.
You lot aren't blameless either, you know. These soldiers do put their lives on the line to protect yours. They get enough grief on the battlefield without you giving it to them off it.
I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me.
No, I shouldn't have let my temper flare.
Look, there's still some drink left here. How's about you raise a glass together?
Yeah. You can have some of ours, too.
Well, don't mind if I do.
Level head you've got on your shoulders there, Hasabara.
It helped that you pitched in when you did.
Ah, now that hits the spot.
Doesn't it? Here, I'll pour you another.
See? Now this is what I live for. Giving people a place they can come together and leave the worries of the world behind for a while. Somehow, I know this is what Theo would have wanted me to do. If only I could raise a glass with him.
Aye, I reckon he'd be proud. You've made a spot of sunshine for people that don't get much of it these days. People like me.
What with business booming again, it looks like I'm going to have my hands full for a while. Don't you worry for your mama, Theo. As long as there's ale to be poured and smiles on her customers' faces, she'll be just fine.
I don't remember which number we were at in the previous recording. I think we might have lost some of the ones prior to it, so we're just going to get through the rest of these. We know we have Hewitt and Ezana to the woods to show her something, but what could it be?
Tell me, why did you bring me all the way out here?
Was something unclear in my explanation?
Well, truth be told, I was clutching to the hawk for dear life. I could not make out a single word of what you said.
Well, then perhaps it's best to simply show you.
What? Who? Oh, it can't be.
Izana, my love.
He's alive?
I'm overjoyed to see you unharmed.
You're alive. Where have you been? I looked for you. I looked.
I caused you worry, and for that I am truly sorry. I went to meet you, but on the way realized that you were being followed by Hyzant's watchdogs. I threw myself at them to serve as a distraction. You managed to escape, I see, so my efforts were not in vain.
You fool! You should not have worried about me. What did they... What's wrong? Are you wounded?
The goddess of salt has scant mercy for those who have renounced her. The marks her scorn left remind me of their presence on cold nights like this. The night I escaped, I fled to my home. However, I returned to naught but ashes. So I fled further, deep into the mountains. There I found refuge with a kindly old woman, where I've lived ever since. Until now, that is.
You asked me for my assistance, and I am as good as my word. I hope my efforts did not disappoint. I expect you two have much to talk about. I shan't disturb you any longer.
Mistress Huette here explained to me how you've come to be in their service. I would give anything to aid you in your fight, but...
Say no more. Do not worry, my love. Leave everything to me. I shall bring this war to an end, so that no more innocent sacrifices are made upon the altar of faith. But for now, let me spend this night by your side.
Good stories. Good stories. I hope those ones didn't get, get crapped out. 3 more to go. For now, Julio speaks to Serenora about having a noble imprisoned without the Lord's permission.
Lord Serenora, may I speak with you?
About that noblewoman, yes? Eridor's told me what happened.
Oh, back to that again?
Forgive me. I know that I should have waited for your orders before acting. But I could not leave that woman to her devices. The longer the war goes on, the more the people suffer. I imagine their feelings toward their rulers must be souring. In spite of this, that woman tried to use your name to wrest their food away. Had we let her go free, people would have thought she was acting on your orders, and their mistrust of you would have only grown. I believed we had to show them that soldiers stand for justice, and acted. I accept whatever punishment you deem fit.
There will be no punishment, for you have committed no wrong.
My lord.
Anna looked into her. It seems that woman's ill repute dates back to her days in Glenbrook. Likely, she thought to obfuscate her misdeeds in the Crown City by hiding within my troops. But she wasn't able to conceal her true self in the end. I suppose she thought to earn my favor with the stolen food. Unfortunately for her, she misjudged my principles.
Lord Serenora.
Forgive me for my oversight in this matter. I shall take all necessary precautions to ensure nothing like it happens again.
So, you aren't upset with me for throwing a noblewoman in jail?
Had I been in your position, I would have done the very same. For her misdeeds in Glenbrook and the crime you caught her committing, I shall order her banished at once. She will never again be welcome in the Wolfort domain. Let it serve as a deterrent to any others who would prey upon the common people. It is rare that I meet someone so committed to holding those of high birth accountable for their actions. I hope you will continue to do so. House Wolfort must be a house the people can trust.
Of course, my lord. You have my word. I knew I made the right choice. Unlike Patriot, Lord Serenora is a man worth serving.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, I finally found where I am meant to be. But I cannot rest on my laurels. Yes, I must serve my new lord as best I can.
I forgot he was with Patriot. The former saint has only one regret left in his heart. Anna.
Who in their right mind sends an old man on a scouting mission? Oh, goddess take me. I can't wait to retire. Of course, I can't very well do so until the war is over.
What will you do once it is?
Oh, poor Archie.
I can't say I have any plans in particular. But there is one regret I'd like to remedy. I'd like to find my first love. I still dream of her, even all these years later.
Huh.
She was the general of the Esfrosti forces during the siege of the Citadel of the Sands. The turning point of the Salt Iron War, that was. I never learned her name. We were enemies, yes, but it was clear from the battle we waged how much we admired one another. She caught a beautiful figure on the battlefield. Her every movement was majestic. More than anything, she was a fearsome warrior.
Okay.
Truly, there is none in the world like her. I wonder what might have been had we met in a tavern instead of as enemies.
I see. I hope you can find her then.
As do I. As do I.
Well, looky here. Easy mark.
Let's get them before they wise up.
There.
He saw us? But we're too far away. Inhumanly possible. Monster!
How did you sense those bandits from such a distance?
Brats like that will never get the better of me. Until this war is over, I've only begun to fight.
I can see you mean that.
Yeah, that was a good shot, not gonna lie.
Ah, that's it. I know what I'm going to do when we're done fighting. I'll travel the land till I find the Esfrosti general who caught my eye. It's strange, but I sense her presence wherever I go. Might be she's closer than I think. If that's the case, I'd better do what I can to end this war, and fast. Time to work twice as hard for an early retirement.
Hi, Captain Dog. Alright, one more of the stories. Narv heals an injured child with his grandfather's magic.
Damn it all. At this rate, I'll never come close to carrying on Grandfather's legacy. Maybe I was never destined to be a great mage after all.
Ow! It hurts!
Oh no, the poor child's fallen.
Hey there, are you hurt?
Ow! It hurts so bad I can't even stand!
Not to worry. I'll fix you right up. So dry those tears.
Really?
Yup. The pain will disappear like magic. You'll see.
Wow! It doesn't hurt anymore. Thank you, sir. Grandma, look! My leg's all better now!
Well, I'll be. Thank you so much for healing my grandson.
You don't need to thank me. This is nothing.
robes. You wouldn't happen to be a student of the Archmage Grandante, would you?
You know my grandfather?
Oh, of course I do. What a great man he was, always using his magic to help those in need, much like you. I was just one of many whose lives he saved. Why, that was over 30 years ago. I lost my house to the fires of war and nearly my life along with it. But he quenched the flames with his spellcraft and healed my burns. Had it not been for the Archmage Grandante, I would not be here today. I am forever in his debt.
Even though Grandfather's name was erased from Hyzant's records, his memory lives on in the people he helped.
It sounds like he was a truly amazing man indeed. And I know he would be proud of you for following in his footsteps.
Do you really think so?
I do. And I have no doubt that one day you will restore the glory to your grandfather's name. No matter what the Ministry does to erase his existence, his spirit lives on through you.
Right. But I must keep practicing, that I might help even more people with my spells. Just watch me, Grandfather. I'll restore the honor of your name if it's the last thing I do.
Alright. Went through every single possible story there. Alright, we're going to save after watching all those. Which took us over an hour because, because streaming issues. We might have some new gear that we can put on our characters, so let's check that out because it's the first time we've actually been able to go here. Everybody. Oh, that's right, because I got another one. Oh, Roland looks good there. But I don't know if he's going to be still with me or not. That was the problem. So, I kind of want to promote her. Magic Ablaze. Increase your magic attack when on a square that is already set ablaze. Upgrade Fred, but she's not gonna really gain much. Fight or flight? Increases movement by 1 when enemies are near. Huh. Interesting. Special attack increases damage dealt while taking cover. Side set, deal physical damage to enemies within your weapon's range for 1 turn. Mirador, Desperate Defense, decreases damage taken when HP is at 50% or lower. Wow, it turns into an even more tank. Up and Up. Don't know what it is, because it's just a little low. Extend your reach. Hale and Hardy, Slumber Strike, Letter 2. Swift End and Escapable Arrow. Auto hit, guess, maybe? Fortify, which we know raises his armor. It's Safe Haven. Which defense is random? I forget what that is. Switch places. Oh, maybe I'll switch places with her illusion. Okay, well, Oh, increases mood by 1 when there's only when there's clear weather. Remain calm. Grants immunity to silence, fury, and temptation. Well, what is that? Desperate. I kind of like this one though, because he is taking the majority of almost all the damage. Not Roland, but Roland's is just. I move an extra space only when that's a clear day, though. I don't know if I'm taking it with me because he is king of the freaking king of the world right now. So decreases damage taken when HP is at 50% or more. He also raises his physical defense, strength, accuracy, and evasion. Into Master Guardian.
Haha! Ain't no way I'd lose.
Okay, we got some stuff. We have more. We have 3 medals of bravery and also another medal of valor. Pick another medal of valor right now. Oh my goodness gracious! Look what we have here. Oh, we also have some more books and tomes, which we'll grab one of each. Holy smokes, we also have an obsidian too. Crazy. Okay, we also have 3 medals of bravery. We have silvers, we have indestructible stones. Okay, let's see what we need for all this. Here he has his big weapon. Oh, he needs obsidian. He also needs obsidian. He also needs an obsidian. And an indestructible stone and obsidian all the way up this guy. Which will get him way more defense and stuff. I think he is the only ones. Okay. So obsidian him, which will raise his, looks like his movement speed. Definitely increases movement speed and looks like his weapon damage and the effects of one of his skills. I need an indestructible stone and 2,000 gold, which I definitely have. Okay, well, I think I'll do that, because upgrading him all the way up, because he's so mobile, he's doing pretty cool moves and stuff. Yeah. He needs a jade. Eternal resin, parchment, lionheart. Curious feather. What is Frederican parchment? Meteorite fragment. Okay. Let me write some of these down. I want to get first. He needs. Wait. Oh, he's already there. Oh, yeah. Okay, he got it for free, I guess. All right. He has obsidian, which. Parchment. That doesn't really do much for me. Meteorite fragment would be important. She needs a rare thorn. Curious feathers, yeah. A lion's heart. Jade. He actually needs indestructible stone. Tier 2 item. This is what I need. So I need a Rare Thorn, Lance Heart, a Jade, Indestructible Stone, and a Meteorite Fragment. Okay, let's see if I can get those. Alright, so we got here. Alright, we got silver, Indestructible Stone. We need a Lion's Heart. Definitely got all the other stuff. Need a Jade. Okay, we got this one, we got Jade. We got Indestructible Stone. A Thorn. A Meteorite Fragment. Parchment, I guess. And obsidian. We'll grab some of their other stuff. Let's see what we can do with this. Yes, we did. Alright, so let's go with him first. He's getting more upgrades. Decreases the TP cost of Provoke. Become invincible and infuriate all enemies within range of 1. Huh. Okay. And just increases field damage to help. Quality stone though. Oops. Yep. Jade. Increases the weapon potency by 10 to deal greater damage. Increases the range of normal attacks by +1. Charge for 1 turn, then deal physical damage to enemies in a straight line of 10 squares, ignoring their defense. Oh! Nah, I think I would upgrade those two first before I don't know about charging for a full turn, because it kind of makes it pointless. Oops. Decrease the damage taken by two adjacent allies. Decrease damage taken by adjacent allies by 3 for 3 turns. Increase damage. Grant immunity for being knocked back. Well, that'd be nice. One of those other ones. Decrease. Ooh, by aerial assault. Yeah, I would definitely grab these two first. All of these are good, actually. This whole row is all good. I do have another obsidian. I do have mine, right? Yeah, I'll get that. Increases the effect duration of Bird of Prey by 1 turn. 2. Grant 1 instance of invincibility to all allies within range. Cast for 1 turn. Use all TP to deal fire type magic damage, setting the ground ablaze. The more TP consumed, the stronger the attack. That's scary. Definitely want to increase these first, though. Oh, which I can. Grant 1 TP when you defeat an enemy. That's, yeah, she constantly runs out of TP. We'll definitely grab that meteorite fragment. Increases magic attack by +2, which she's not really attacking anything. Increases the range of command abilities by 1. Ooh. And grants an ability to grant an ally the ability to recover 1 time after falling in battle. That's really strong. Right, Anna, your turn. Increases weapon explosive by 10 to deal greater damage. And deal physical damage to a single enemy and lower their physical defense and magic defense for 5 turns. Woo! Decrease cost of surmount by 1. Makes it so it's free. She can auto surmount every turn. That's pretty good, actually. Cool. Alright. Got all that. Still got 7,000 left. So you can get some resin. See who else is worth getting for. Carrier. Marv. Sacred Bow. Last of what they can get there. Increase magic by +2. And unleash a beam in a straight line of 6 squares. Deal non-elemental magic damage to enemies. And grant HP to allies along the path. Woo! What? Wow. That's insane. Increase web spell by 10 to deal greater damage or restore HP. That's awesome. Increase movement by 1. That's awesome. Send an ally flying to any location within 5 squares. And raise their physical defense and magic defenses for 3 turns. Huh. That's interesting. I like that. Cool. I wish you can learn. Oh, just base stuff. I don't think any quality armor or anything else, do I? No. Yeah, extra HP is not going to hurt. We do have superior stuff now. Alright. Grant 1 TP to all allies within range. Ooh. 10 superior iron for that and 2,000 gold. Wow, they're gonna have to farm for a while. That'll be another episode, but yeah, we got some good stuff we can work on here, that's for sure. Increase weapon potency by 10. And grant 1 TP to all allies within range. That's good for like if I'm like huddled up like I was before and I'm low on recasting of spells and stuff. Give 1 TP to everybody. That gives everybody a 2 TP skill on their turn. That's really good. Yep, so next time's definitely going to have to be a farming thing. Farm for money here. So that will, I think that's going to do it for tonight. I'm sorry about the before there, about having the stream kind of drop there a little bit. I had to reset the modem there to get it to resolve itself. So I hope that worked out okay. But yeah. Well, once again, I am Sabre Wolf. Hope you again you're enjoying the series here. I'll be back for some more. Like I said, I am off the next 4 days, so definitely be playing some more over the next couple days, right? Until then, take care, and have a good night. Bye-bye.